So there are a couple of things that I don't like about the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, my 2024 Toyota Tacoma specifically. Now, fortunately, those couple of things I can take care of. There's also something a little quirky that I've noticed recently. I don't know if something's wrong. I don't know if it's just the way the truck is. I don't know if it's just normal. So let's get into it. First of all, the quirky thing. I have noticed that when I am stopped somewhere, like a stop sign, a stoplight, for a little bit of time, not exorbitantly long, but a little bit, like you're waiting at a stoplight, for instance, it feels like every once in a while the truck kind of misses or loses power. You can feel it. It's kind of just like a little, every once in a while. It does it once and that's it. Now, I think it could be maybe the engine cooling fan coming on, maybe, that kicks in and is going to rob a little bit of power from the truck for an instant. It kind of reminds me of something like that. Like the air conditioners used to be in old vehicles. When you would kick the air conditioner on, you would feel the power kind of diminish a little bit for a moment in the vehicle. Kind of something like that. It could even be maybe those shutters in the front closing or opening because you're sitting still and they're adjusting the airflow, which there would be none if you're sitting at a stoplight, right? Something kind of quirky and weird like that. Now, I have noticed it several times in the truck. Do I think it's a problem? I don't think it's a problem, but it kind of reminds me also of what you might feel just before a vehicle would stall, for example. And if I'm being honest, in the back of my mind, I'm kind of waiting for that little, and then the truck to just stall. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think that's going to happen, but in full transparency, I just wanted to let you guys know. Now, the couple of things that I don't like about the 24 Tacoma, I don't think it's aggressive enough. I did a live stream a few days, a week or two ago, whatever, talking about this a little bit. There's just something that's not aggressive enough about the truck, something that I need to take care of, right? And fortunately, I can. The first is really pretty simple, and that is window tint. It needs window tint. Any vehicle that you tint the windows instantly looks more aggressive. I don't care what it is. It could be a Volkswagen Beetle. It could be a Chevy Corvette. It doesn't matter what it is. Tint the windows, instant points when it comes to aggressiveness, right? I've got to do that in this truck. Plus, it doesn't match. For some reason, when you get a vehicle that's a truck or an SUV from the factory, they tint everything from the front windows back. Everything is always tinted darker, which I like. It means you can save money when you go to have the other two tinted. But it doesn't look right. It looks like it's off, like it doesn't match or something. I always do try to match, by the way, and I have found that 20% or so, probably more like 23, actually matches really well between the front and the back on any vehicle that I've had. So that's what I'll be going with. I need to make an appointment, get in, and take care of that problem. The second thing is the stance of the truck. Now, I improved that a bit recently. I took the side steps off. That instantly makes the truck look more aggressive, right? Makes it look taller because it just gets rid of that blockage right there on the sides, if you will. Also, a few weeks ago, I had removed the air dam in the front, the chin strap. That also instantly makes the truck look more aggressive. But it's still lacking. And it's lacking in stance as far as the wheel and tire setup. I went with the package. When I got the lift done at Toyota, they had a whole package that included wheels and tires. And I should have known better, because they're not going to put a wheel on there that's going to have a negative offset or that's going to stick out. Because, of course, they have to keep the tires within the fenders. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's what I got. But the more I look at it, I think that lets the truck down. I think the tires need to poke out a little bit. Now, I'm not talking 4, 5, 6 inches, something crazy where it looks like you're stretching out the whole frame or something. I'm talking about maybe a couple to 3 inches or so out beyond the fenders. It just gives a more aggressive stance. Now, I have a couple of ways to achieve that. One, of course, is to replace the wheels. I could keep 18s, which would mean I can keep the tires that I have, which is honestly the smart way to do it. I mean, I can save money and not have to buy new tires if I just keep 18s on it. But I really prefer the look of 17s with more tread wall on the tire itself. It also gives an even smoother ride. Not that the ride in the Tacoma is rough as it is, but even smoother when you go over divots and bumps and things, because it just gives more tire space, if you will, to kind of absorb any of those bumps and things. So I would prefer to go with a 17-inch wheel. Offset-wise, anywhere between -10 and -12, I have found gives me the look that I like the most. So I'll probably shoot for that. I will say I've done a little bit of shopping, and trying to find wheels these days seems to be pretty difficult. There seems to be some sort of a shortage or a shrinkage of wheels on the market. I can't find many of the ones that I've used in the past because I've thought about using them again because I really like them. And one other thing I want to mention about wheels is the paint or the color of them. You know, I go back and forth between black, maybe a deep gray or pewter, and chrome, or not chrome, what am I saying, chrome? Bronze for this truck. I think bronze on a red truck looks really good. I think bronze, if I can find something I like, will probably be the ones that I go with. I think Method for now is pretty much what I've seen out there that offers a decent variety in bronze. There are a couple that I like. I'd have to find out, though. I think I can get those through somebody like Discount Tire, but I'd have to see. Can you actually take your own wheels to Discount Tire and have them install the tires and all that? I would buy the tires from them as well. And speaking of tires, size-wise, right now I've got a 285/65 R18 on this truck. What I would want to do is put a 285/70 R17 or 18. If I go 18, it'll give me more height. They're about an inch, just a hair over an inch, bigger in diameter if you go with the 18s. Split that in half, that gives me about a half an inch additional lift, if you will, on the truck. I think that would look really good, and I love lifted trucks anyway, so the higher I can go, however you can get there, the better I think it would be. But again, I grapple with spending the extra money. The other way to go, of course, is or are wheel spacers. I could put spacers on, but man, they seem pretty hard to find right now. There's only two that I'd be interested in. One is Bora, which I've had before on a Toyota Tundra. Never had any issues with them. And the other are Spider Tracks, I think they're called. But the problem is, the Boras you can't find, and the Spider Tracks, I haven't been able to find any in a 1.25 or an inch and a quarter. That's what I would want to go with if I put spacers on. So there's always a problem, right? When you're looking to do a mod of some kind, it seems like there's always a roadblock that pops up somewhere. It's kind of a bummer. Anyway, those are the two things that I don't like about the 2024 Tacoma, things that I can easily change. Let me know if you've bought a 24 Tacoma, other than the engine setup. I've heard enough about that. Oh, we hate the 4-cylinder turbo. What don't you like about it? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.